Hey, and welcome back. This is Mauricio Prinsloo for cloudbackupping.com, and today I'll get my hands on Crashplan. Crashplan is an online backup solution for personal and professional use, and it allows you to back up an unlimited amount of files without any bandwidth limitations, and that makes it pretty attractive for the average as well as the power user with a huge file collection. Also, Crashplan is very affordable, actually one of the cheapest online backup services out there, and we are going to have a look at the pricing structure later in this video. This video might be a little longer as I will be covering all the important features thoroughly, as well as showing you some tricks for the use of Crashplan. And at the end of this video, or probably even earlier, you will be able to decide if Crashplan is something for you or not. But let's get not ahead of ourselves here. First, we're going to have a look at the contents of the video. So we started with a little introduction, and we are going to continue with the sign up and payment process. You do not have to pay. You can test Crashplan for free for 30 days, but we are going to do that anyway to show you that I'm a legitimate customer and know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to have a look at the installation and follow along with backup features, what you can do with the backups, and also how to back up online to the Crashplan Central, how to back up to another machine in your local area network, and also how you can back up to a friend's PC, which is a unique feature here at Crashplan. And then we're going to give you a bottom line, who is Crashplan for, and shall you buy Crashplan or not? What made a pretty professional impression to me, actually, is the availability of Crashplan for a variety of devices and operating systems. So you can use Crashplan on virtually any operating system out there, starting obviously with Windows and Mac, but also for Linux and Solaris, you can get the client to back up your data. And also, obviously, there are mobile clients for a variety of devices as well. And we are going to test the mobile device in this review too. If you are on the Crashplan homepage, you'll get a good overview of the plans that Crashplan offers. So first, we have the free on-site and off-site backup. So you can have backup just for free and also off-site. So you can, for example, back up to a friend's computer. Then there is the Crashplan Plus plan, which offers online storage as well. And obviously, this costs a little bit of money to store your data. And also we have the Crashplan Pro and the Crashplan Pro E, which is for businesses and enterprises, but we're not going to cover those services here. We are going to focus on the personal use, which is Crashplan Plus. So we click on that, and we get a little overview here of what Crashplan Plus can do for us. So we can organize our backups and backup sets, so we can have multiple locations and multiple categories where we want to back up our data, continuous backup, and also it is very cheap. So you can get it for as low as $150 per month. Obviously, this is for a period if you commit yourself longer than 1 month, for example, for a year or 2 years. But we're going to have a look at the pricing structure later on. And unlimited backup, you can get it for as low as $3 per month per computer. And this is actually a great offer, and we are going to sign up for the Crashplan Unlimited, as I think this might be the best solution for the majority of users, because you do not have to think what files you might be backing up. So you can just back up whatever you want without running into space issues here. Let's have a look at this side-by-side comparison of the different plans. So as I mentioned before, there is the Crashplan free plan, which offers a backup of up to unlimited computers, but it is not an online backup. It is only use basically the Crashplan client and other clients on your machines of Crashplan to back up your files back and forth. But the advantage is that you can also have a friend, for example, when you are in New York and your friend lives in Los Angeles, you can back up to the friend in Los Angeles without any additional cost. This is a peer-to-peer backup system, which is quite unique among the online backup services. And this is what I particularly liked about Crashplan. So you can have off-site backup without actually paying for it. And this is something pretty unique. And we are going to test the feature in detail later in the review, so stay tuned. Next on the line, there is the Crashplan Plus 10 gigabyte version, which gives you essentially 10 gigabyte of online backup. And if you are only managing a couple of documents or PowerPoint presentations or the occasional photos, this plan might be the perfect option for you, because you can get it for as low as $1.50 per month. And if you opt in for a year, obviously this, or even 4 years, as the option also goes here for Crashplan, then obviously the price reduces even further. So there's basically no excuse for not backing up the important data that you have on your PC. Obviously, with the Crashplan Plus online backup plan, you also have all the advantages of the free plan. So you can also have the peer-to-peer backup and backup to other machines for free. Next, there is the Crashplan Plus Unlimited, and this is the plan that we are going to use in this review because it gives us unlimited online storage for one computer, basically, and it is available for as low as $3 per month, and obviously this price gets cheaper when you commit yourself for a longer time frame, for example, 1, 2, 3, or 4 years even. And probably you ask yourself what you have to do when you back up multiple machines. And for this purpose, we have the Crashplan Plus Family Unlimited plan, which gives you the opportunity to back up a number of up to 10 computers. And this costs only $6 per month or $119.99 per year. So if you have multiple machines, and granted the name Family Unlimited is a little bit misleading probably because you do not have to have a whole family, it just can be for yourself when you need a multiple machine backup, then this might be the perfect plan for your needs because it's very cheap and gives you the advantages of unlimited online storage and backup. But in this review, we are going to sign up for the Crashplan Plus Unlimited plan, and I am a customer, but I will sign up again to show you that here, this is a legitimate review, that I am a paying customer, and that I am not, and this video is not sponsored by Crashplan Plus. So I will give you an honest review in this video and show you all the pros and cons that come with this online backup service. Now, what is important to mention is that you do not have to purchase Crashplan to test it out. It comes with a free, fully functional 30-day trial. So you can test the service out and see whether it fits your needs, whether you can cope with the user interface, and whether all the backup features that you need are actually implemented into Crashplan. However, I will sign up here to just show you the process of how that works, because Crashplan will add the yearly plan to your cart, but you have also the option to go for the month-to-month subscription, which costs $5 per month, which is still quite a good bargain, and you can add that plan to your cart, but you have to pay attention to remove the yearly plan from your cart. So you just type in a 0 and say update cart, and then you have the monthly payment of $5 per month in here. Quite understandably, Crashplan wants you to commit yourself for a little longer period than a month, but I think they could have managed the process of adding the month-to-month subscription a little more transparent here. That's what I would have liked, and that should be done a little easier. Let's go just quickly here through the payment process, and you can pay with the standard credit cards, and after inserting all your personal data, such as your address and your credit card information, you can choose whether you want to automatically renew the subscription or not, so you have to uncheck or check that depending on your convenience, and then you click on continue, and you get a license which you need to insert into the Crashplan client software, and that gets sent obviously to your email address that you put in here. So you click on continue, and you have to confirm your order. So here's the last order page. You can now still go back if you want to change anything or if you want to cancel that, and after clicking on place your order, you are being forwarded then to the final download page where you, or well, basically to your receipt first, and at the bottom of the receipt, you have to scroll down a little bit. You can download the client for your machine, and it should automatically choose the right client for your operating system because it detects from which operating system you're accessing this web page. So for me, this would be the Mac client, but obviously, as I said before, it is cross-platform, so you can download it with a Windows machine or even on Linux. and have a look at the features that it offers here. So I will download it for the Mac operating system. And when the download is finished, you just make a double click on the Install Crashplan button, and you go quickly through this little wizard here. And obviously, you will need your admin password because Carbonite needs to perform some changes here and also needs to access your data. So just type in here that quickly and install the software. So this is quite a lightweight client, so it will not clutter your PC. And probably if you have a fresh installation, you need the Java runtime, which I will install also quickly because I have a fresh installation here for that software. And then you will see the beauty of the green Crashplan client, and you have to sign up with your account. I'm sorry here for that being in German, but I couldn't figure out how to change that. I tried to change my system language and everything, but Crashplan seems to detect where I am based, and I'm based in Berlin, Germany. So that's why it tells me here all the information in German. But it basically says whether I have already an account or whether I have to sign up for a new account. And I will sign up for a new account because I just purchased a Crashplan and have not signed up online. So I just type in my name and my email address and choose a save password here for my backups. And then you need to open up the window a little bit to see that there is still a button left which says create my account. And we're just going to click on that. And then we are in the main Crashplan backup window. You can see I switched the language, so you can also understand what it says here. You have the option to switch between a variety of languages, and it already scanned my system, and you can see that I have 2,127 files here that amount to 1.4 gigabyte, and you can change that, and we're going to dig a little deeper here into our file management because we want to back up our test folder that I've prepared that is roughly 1 gigabyte in size, that we can have that we can measure the speed of the backup provider, and we just dig a little deeper here into the file system and see that here are all test files. You just select the folders with a little check mark, and when you are done, you can obviously also select external hard drives and other system partitions. You can see that it identifies my other partitions pretty well at the top, but we only want to select for this review our test files, and it rescans the files, and here we are at roughly a gigabyte, and we are going to start with the backup now. But before we hit the Start Backup button, let's have a quick look at the settings and see how you can modify your backups and how you can organize probably your backup schedule and the like. So here we are at the General tab, and you can configure basic stuff like the name for your computer, and can also select if you want to accept inbound backups from other computers, so you can activate or disable that, or even you can Twitter your backup status. So whenever your backup is ready, you can click on Twitter that, and it will leave a little customized message to your followers, which is a pretty interesting feature. So when we have a look at the backup tab, your backup will run always, so it is on continuous backup. So whenever something changes, your files will be backed up, or you can set a fixed schedule. For example, if you have a slower machine or a slow internet connection and do not want any backups to take place while you are at home, you can, for example, select to back up only on work days when you are at the office anyway. So let's say you are in the office from, I don't know, 8 o'clock to, let's say, 6 o'clock. So you have 10 hours a day from Monday to Thursday where you want to perform your backups. But I will set this on always, and also you can configure more detailed things here, such as the backup frequency of new versions. So how many new file versions do you want to save, and how long do you want to keep those file versions? So you can really dig deep into all those features here and adjust those features to your needs. So this is actually quite useful. but we're going to leave that on every 15 minutes and click on OK. Also, a pretty interesting feature is the exclusion of file extensions. So let's say you have a lot of MP4 videos that you do not want to back up. You can add this file extension to your exclude file list, and it will not back up those files. For example, I've now selected WAV and MP4. Well, remember to hit the save button though, and when we now go back to the backup tab, it will recalculate the files and see. Here we have 200 megabyte less files to back up because we excluded WAV files and MP4 files. So you have a great variety of selections, which files you want to back up and what are the files that you want to keep in your backup set. If we have a look at the advanced settings, you can see that we have a thing here called data deduplication, and this is a pretty sophisticated algorithm that knows basically which portions of the files have changed, and will only upload the files and the portions that have actually changed to save bandwidth and also speed up your backups significantly. Also, you can adjust whether you want to back up files that are currently open or not. This is also for saving a little bit of system resources in case you're working on a slow machine. Okay, let's have a look at the next tab. Here you have your general account information, which is not that interesting. And on the security tab, you can set a password for the Crashplan desktop application that only you will be able to access those files. And also that Crashplan will encrypt your files accordingly here, that only you will be able to decrypt your data and see the data clear, basically. So when we click on the next tab, there you can adjust some network settings. And remember that Crashplan works perfectly without you understanding anything that is here in this tab. However, I will adjust the sending rate and the limit when I'm present and when I'm away to none to get the full speed here. And also remember that Crashplan offers LAN sync. So computers that are in the same LAN do not back up through the internet. They back up through your local area network, and thus speeding up the backups significantly here as well. Okay, but let's finally start our backup. You can see here the little green dot at the side of Crashplan Central means that we are going to back up right now to Crashplan Central's servers. And if you click on the gray little eye icon, you can have detailed information on how your backup performs, what files are being transferred, and how long it approximately takes to get your data up and running on the central Crashplan Central server. So I'm going to pause the video here and come back when it's finished. Well, it is not finished just yet, but I wanted to show you some nifty tricks that some of you guys might find very interesting. So you can access the Crashplan console, which is a little, the command line feature, which is a little hidden on the top right-hand corner when you double-click on the Crashplan logo. Granted, this is really some nerdy stuff, but the thing is when you close the Crashplan client, the backup does not stop, so it will continue to back up your files. But you can, for example, say, hey, pause 10, and then Crashplan will pause the system for 10 minutes. So you can see here that the engine is paused and will resume in 10 minutes. So for example, if you have to, I don't know, upload an important video or do other fancy stuff with your bandwidth that you need that now urgently, you can pause the backup, and when you are ready again, you can either let the 10 minutes pass or you say just resume. And there are other very nifty features in the command line, and you can experiment with that if you really are, if you really want to dig deeper into the Crashplan software. But now let's skip forward to the end of the backup and see how fast Crashplan managed to transfer the files to their servers. So now my files are transferred, and it took a little more than an hour, and it should be normally a little faster because my bandwidth is quite good here in Germany, but I think it is because the Crashplan servers are in the United States that here there has been a little bandwidth throttle that could not be avoided. However, the backup was pretty fast, and I'm sure that you won't have any problems backing up larger quantities of data with a Crashplan. So you could have a look at the history and see a detailed report on what actions have been performed with the Crashplan client, what files have been backed up, and so you can monitor exactly what has happened and when. Okay, so now we'll have a look at other backup options that Crashplan offers. And the good part of Crashplan is that it offers multiple locations for you to perform backups to not only have one backup. And this is actually what I'm a great fan of and what I constantly write on cloudbackupping.com. That is that you need multiple backups. So you need to have at least a local backup on an external hard drive and at least one external backup that is offsite, be it at a friend's house or even better, an online backup. And Crashplan offers just that. It combines offline backup and offsite backup with online backup. And now we are going to see how we can start a backup onto another PC that is actually in your local area network. Again, backing up to another computer is completely free. You can use it with a free version, or if you have a limited plan, such as the 10 gigabyte plan, it will not count toward your storage quota. Okay, so when you want to back up to another computer, you just click here, the other computer link, and there you can see the computers that are connected to your network. So first we have my iMac, which is this one, which we already have been backing up, and then there is the MacBook Pro, which is also connected. You can also rename your machines to identify them better. And then you only have to select Start Backup, and then it will start the backup onto the other machine in an encrypted way. So you will not be able to see the data clear on the other machine. What I found a little astounding was that I couldn't really choose here the path where I want to store the backup. So I really needed to first back up and then look for the path and then change that into preferences. So if you want to back up to a certain path on your MacBook or on your second device, then first be sure to choose the right path where you want to save it to. So the backup is almost finished. You can see the space which is used on your PC and monitor that closely. And when it's ready, it says backup complete, and you have another backup of all your files. Another interesting way of using Crashplan's backup is to back up your files to a friend's PC. And it doesn't matter where your friend is based. So it doesn't matter if you want to back up to my computer and you live in New York and I live in Berlin. It really doesn't matter. You can back up to my PC when I give you the rights and the code, and then you can shove your files onto my PC and have another backup layer to your files. And this works in an encrypted way, so I will not be able to see the files that you back up to my PC. So you can be absolutely sure that your privacy will remain safe, and you can basically back up and send me any file you want. So how does that work? You can first invite friends to back up to you. So you have a friend and you want to back up data to his computer. You ask him, hey, please send me an invite, and then your friend will send an invite via Crashplan, and you get an email that you have to accept, and then you can pretty much perform the backup onto your friend's PC. And how this process works, we are going to see now exactly, because I've asked the friend to be my backup buddy, and he sent me an invite, and we are going to see how the process works exactly. So let me just quickly fire up Chrome and enter my Gmail account, where I've already the invitation of my friend Arne, who will give me some backup space on his PC. So you have to accept the invitation. So click on accept in the email, and then again on accept friend here on that little button. And here you're going to find last overview. So you could now allow Arne to back up to your PC as well, or just use the space that Arne provides you on his computer. And if you want to do that, just hit the check mark here. And if you don't, just hit on save, and your friend is saved. And when we now going to go back to our Crashplan client, we see that already Arne is selected as our friend and that he is already visible in the Crashplan plan, and we can now back up to his PC. So let's go to the Destination tab, and there we can select Friends. And here we can already find Arne's MacBook Pro, where we have the option to back up our data to. So we hit on Start Backup, and now it will automatically transfer our data onto a safe location on Arne's MacBook Pro, and he is not going to be able to have a look at the data. It is all safely encrypted with a 448-bit encryption, so you don't have to worry that other people might take a look at your data, even though it is a friend of yours. Because there are some files that you don't want anybody to see, probably. So you can be absolutely sure that this is not going to happen. Okay, so we have reached the end of this Crashplan review, and I must admit, yes, this has been a really long video, so I am glad that he made it to this point, and I'll now give you a little summary of what we've seen and probably help you with the decision whether to sign up for Crashplan or not. So, first of all, you get a free 30-day trial and can test the service out fully featured. So there is no restrictions. You can back up hundreds and hundreds of gigabyte if you want during this 30-day free trial. This is basically the longest trial I've ever seen with an online backup provider that offers unlimited backup. So make use of that and test the service out thoroughly. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that you get unlimited online backup with no caps. So this is actually pretty good if you have huge quantities of data, and you get online backup for as low as $3 per month if you are willing to commit yourself for a period of longer than a year. Also, Crashplan is really easy to use, but also allows some fancy tricks for your individual backup needs, such as backup sets and other interesting features with the console that we've seen here in this video. Also, Crashplan gives you easy multiple backups. I am always preaching how important it is to have multiple versions of your backups, to have a local backup and at least 2 offsite backups, meaning that you need a cloud backup in the cloud with a provider and also have some other hard drives at your friend's house, for example. And Crashplan combines those 3 multiple backup solutions into one suite. And this is actually ideal for a thorough and for a very good online backup and backup strategy in general. So who is Crashplan for? Well, I think Crashplan fulfills 2 needs. You can be a geek and play around with fancy scheduling features and other interesting backup features and strategies, but it is also very easy to use for the average guy. So it fulfills those needs pretty well, and I think you will be happy if you belong to either of these groups. Also, it is interesting for families with multiple machines because there are very cheap plans for up to 10 machines where you can back up all your data if you have a larger family, so to speak. The question now is, what doesn't Crashplan do? Crashplan offers no synchronization, no file synchronization here, and you cannot share your files among friends and family. So these are 2 downsides, and I wish they'd add those features in future, but I think they have something cooking over there, so probably we might see those features in future. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I could really help you with the decision, and if you like this video, please recommend it to your friends and family, link to it on your website, and if you need any help with your online backup, and if you have any question on Crashplan or another online backup service, I'll be more than glad to help you out and answer your question. See you in the next video. My name is Mauricio Prinslao for cloudbackupping.com. Bye-bye.